So I'm Anna Kazunas, France Makes Digital Fabrication Editor, and I'm here at MakerCon talking with Andrew Anagnost about his new announcements for Autodesk and the Fusion 360 platform, and also a little bit about, how the workforce is changing. So you mentioned in your talk that just completed that we have, a workforce that is more nomadic, and the way that people engage is changing. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we see this, especially with the new generation of people that are coming into manufacturing. They come together sporadically, they work together on projects, they bring people in on projects. They may not be co-located in the same place. Their loyalty to a particular way of doing things or a particular group is a little bit more dynamic. And they have an expectation or a working model where they're, hey, I'm working with somebody that may be someplace else different than where I'm at, but it's okay, it's great. I know how to engage with them, I'm comfortable engaging with them, and the thing we're trying to do is actually build out applications that support that natively, not just kind of try to fake it.
So tell me a little bit more about that. How do computer control tools, how does Fusion 360, how do these new developments in software support that type of workforce?
Yeah, so you can think, so one, Fusion is natively built for the cloud. It doesn't work without the cloud. So the data is always going to be accessible by the mobile team, by the mobile workforce. But what you can think of as Fusion as in ways is a portal to a whole set of doing things. Fusion is a way to build a model, and by the way, Tinkercad users and all that stuff. Hey, bring in those models, right? And then start creating much more sophisticated models to actually take to more complex manufacturing processes. So we support this notion of, what is it? What do I want it to look like? How do I make it function? How do I decide how to fabricate it and then connect to some kind of fabrication facility? Because we're in the cloud and we're native, we can start doing that. And we're working on building up a whole network around that piece. And then, of course, I can keep managing my interactions with other people, including the people in my virtual group that I work with.
And you mentioned sending it to a fabrication facility, but you could also fabricate it yourself, correct?
Absolutely.
And you were talking a bit about micro-manufacturing and labs that are springing up where people have access to CNC tools or their own tools, and they can use this software to not only create their 3D models, but then use the integrated CAM to actually create the toolpaths for the machine. Yeah,
and the other thing that's exciting around that piece is, we can create those toolpaths and things, but I think as of last May when Carl was here, he talked about the Spark platform we're doing, and we are dead serious about being a major enabler with the whole Spark platform. It's open, it's free, it's designed to connect 3D applications to new ways of producing things, specifically 3D printers and other things like that. So we're committed to enabling this ecosystem and making it work.
Great. Tell me a little bit about the announcement you made today, and tell me a little bit about the costs and how they compare to other comparable software.
Yeah. So today we have a lot of users of Fusion that are on the Mac. So a lot of creative people love the Mac. So what we do,
thank you. We really appreciate that.
Love the Mac. So we, sealed the final piece of our investment in the Mac. Fusion went live on the Apple Mac Store. So not only does it work natively, you can buy it natively, install it natively, manage it natively. Okay. It's the only application of its kind on the Mac Apple Store. And when you compare a professional grade application like Fusion to anything else, it's like $25 to $35 a month, or a few $100s at most if you're going to buy the most expensive version we have. It's way cheaper than anything that's out there, but it's way professional grade as well. So.
Fantastic. So it sounds like Autodesk is starting at the very beginning in education and teaching people about CAD. You mentioned CAD literacy, which I thought was really important and a key concept to get behind. And then you have tools that they can graduate to at an affordable price point.
Yeah, that's one of the exciting things about what we're doing with the consumer group. All of you guys are using those tools from the consumer group, but what's even great about that, what's even better and exciting, is that all the people you want to sell stuff to or interact with are using those tools too. So, wow, how amazing to have this literate consumer class that actually knows how to iterate and interact with you around a 3D model. And we're trying to drive that ecosystem as well. So we're just so committed to building up this whole ecosystem, from the consumer to the professional to these new means of production around 3D printers and all the things that are connected to it.
It's very interesting. So you have a kind of nomadic workforce that's changing their work habits. You have tools that enable them to collaborate and collaborate virtually. And you have software that's in the cloud, now available on a Mac at an affordable price point that enables people to step up and actually digitally fabricate things either through a service or themselves.
I love the way you said that. You said it better than I did.
Well, it's been a real pleasure talking to you, Andrew. I'm really excited about Fusion 360 and the kind of future of this type of working, and always about digital fabrication tools. Great. So thanks so much.
Thank you.
And you can see Andrew's full talk at makercon.com or Maker Faire, and please check it out. It's got lots more detail on all of the concepts that he expressed here.